the train is going to be real. He's actually playing the Fell Hunter, so might maybe soul burn one out later if the Hodge lands and he feels it's necessary, but he's going to start with the counterspell pet. He's playing Blood Horse, so he expects to be the target. So maybe the Ret Hunter's opening here is between 80s Fan and Pinkrangerz, so if they see that spec change, they can CC 80s Fan and go on Pinkrangerz, but it's definitely really scary when you got Nessper on your Shaman in the back, just like, hi, I have red buff, you should be worried about me. You want to kill the Druid, but you should be worried about me the whole time. So let's see if they can notice that and make a swap to Pinkrangerz. Ret Hunter is like notorious for killing Resto Druids though, so he's gonna have to be careful, I think. And that's what we're gonna have to see from the Ret Hunter.
Pinkrangerz is usually pretty careful with his bear forms. But that's what he's known for.
Yeah. I mean, and early dots getting thrown out, just gonna get dispelled by Absterge right away. No unstable afflictions just yet. They are turtling behind the pillar. Waiting maybe to try and accidentally pull Nessper out. Haunt and full dots onto the pet. He's going to retreat that pet. Wait, what is with these hunter pets? They retreat, then they just charge back in, and then they run away and they charge back in. It's funny to watch this dinosaur just going crazy.
It's just like the new thing that hunters do is they just build up the stacks on their pet.
Yeah,
I mean, that is something you talked about early in the tournament, but it looks like all these hunter teams are doing that.
Yeah. And they're trying to kill the pet. Pinkrangerz is even in cat form right now trying to kill this pet that can't die. So maybe a bit of wasted time here. Pinkrangerz is actually already using 5% of his mana. I mean, it's not a lot, but when nothing's going on and if this game goes long, maybe like this early damage. Look at this, Drain Soul into the pet. And at this point, Gllinks has to have 5 stacks. So whatever target he goes on is literally going to explode. Maybe they're waiting for Nessper to open. They're going to Fist of Justice him and kill him 100-0 maybe? But I mean,
I don't know.
This
is strange openers.
After just spamming Dispel on the pet and just keeping it out. He actually popped... No, I don't know why the pet is red right now. Is that Bestial Wrath and I don't see it on the Hunter? Why is the pet red? I've never seen... Well, it's angry, dude. The pet never goes red.
I think the reason Zevs and Glinks are sitting back is because they know as soon as they push in on the 80s fan or Pinkrangerz that Nessper's just going to open up on their Shaman. He's going to be left alone, so there's no one they can really attack. If they go in and 80s fan, they're just going to be overextending. So they're just waiting. Just waiting for Nessper to open up.
80s fan doing the typical Warlock, just patting the meter on the pet. So at the end of the game, he can be like, look guys, I did so much damage, I'm sick.
Typical Warlock.
He actually had to life tap because he's wasted so much mana onto this pet. Can he kill it? Is this actually seriously just gonna happen where his pet's just doing this? Is this 2.5 minutes of watching a dinosaur attack 80s fan? He's got an offensive gate going in now at this point.
What's his dinosaur's name?
Life Finds Way.
And Life Finds Way just going crazy on 80s fan right now, just doing so much damage. 80s fan's throwing out those full dots. This T-Rex just going insane.
Oh my god, Nessper is really patient. I would have thought by now that he would just been like, ah, come on, let's go. And then open.
Like, just leave your Shaman alone. I want to.
We like dampening. We'll wait. We'll wait for dampening.
If that's their advantage, I mean, you can't blame them for playing to their advantage.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
If they're gonna,
Frogs, dude, he's raining frogs down. Oh, finally going to open with a sap on the Zevs. Nesper's patience paying off. Garrod into the Dr kidney. Full dots slowly getting loaded up. And Pinkrangerz even throwing out some wrath. He has to pull back here defensively. Cloak of Shadows out from Nessper. Dark Soul from 80s fan. Full dots going to be loaded up on the entire team. Nessper trying to connect, but Absterge is actually playing with the Frost Shock route to try and kite Nessper. So that's a bit of a unique choice amongst Shaman. The Capacitor Totem is going to get killed though. Avenging Wrath comes up onto Pinkrangerz. He's going to gateway, unfortunately, into Absterge back here, who can spam purge him if he can find the time to do it. Murder of Crows is up there as well. He's still taking a lot of damage. Has the Barkskin available, trying to camp it out with Bear Form and Hots. Has to use the Barkskin nonetheless. Ret Hunter damage is unreal on Resto Druids. Has the Hellstone, Nature's Vigil as well. He needs to kite away from this damage, but gets Explosive Trap back. And Absterge, though, in the full kidney, does get bopped.
And Pinkrangerz, I mean, cut into the full Hodge. He has no Trinket or Barkskin available. He does have full Vigil Hots right now, and I think he'll be able to live. I mean, Ret Hunter damage drops off a lot after those Crows and Wings expire. So, I mean, I think Pinkrangerz survived most of that burst for now, and it's going to be on Absterge to survive Nesper's onslaught to the next little bit, or onslaught I should say, to the next little bit. Gllinks rotting down, Zev's rotting down, Absterge caught into that full fear, but Nesper's just sitting on his back, and 80s fan rotting the entire team, and Absterge is the one in trouble. The sack comes out from Zevs to try to stop some damage onto Absterge. Nesper taking a little bit of damage though, keeping that feint up, gets caught into that binding shot, but Gllinks only Q's ult. They're just all dead. Their team is just taking so much damage. Pinkrangerz caught into the full Hodge. He does have Barkskin available in 2 seconds as well as Ironbark. He's not going to have to use either of those. But look, their whole team is at 30% HP. Absterge has so much catch-up to play. He didn't use that link there. The bop comes out from Zevs onto Gllinks. Gllinks had to trinket there as well as use a deter, but Absterge is able to save that Spirit Link for now.
Yeah, I don't know how well this Frost Shock choice is going. I mean, Windwalk gets killed immediately, so does Earth Grab, so maybe it's just like he's out of options. He's fought Nessper a lot, and that's just what he thinks is best. He can root him out of the trap as well. He's going to. He gets into the Howl of Terror, though. Gllinks getting pressure. He goes for the Barrage on the Pinkrangerz, but he doesn't even have to Barkskin. He just Displacer Beasts away. Has the Iron Bark. Will have his Trinket in about 7 seconds to answer the Avenging Wrath out from Zev. So unless Pinkrangerz gets globaled here and Absterge somehow survives, there's the full kidney. He's going to get out of that with his Trinket and top himself off. There's the Adrenaline Rush out from Nessper, though. He's going to be building that red buff even faster. Dark Soul from 80s fan. He's loading up the entire team. Absterge trying to dispel the dots, but he's got to be worried about that swap, and Gllinks is still getting pressured. The Haunt comes onto him. He has one more deterrence, but if he's in the kidney shot, he has no Trinket to get out. He's trying to put the pressure out on the Pinkrangerz, but he's on the other side of the map in bear form. As you were saying, playing as cautiously as he can. This is no average bear. This is Pinkrangerz, the scared bear. He's just running away from Zev the entire game. Throws at the bash. He trinkets. This might be the Avenging Wrath, though. On to Pinkrangerz, a full Hodge, but gets Howl of Terror on it. Luckily for Pinkrangerz, Murder Crows, Barkskin immediately, Barrage Wings comes out. If they don't kill him here, they will not kill him, though. 60% HP, gets the NS, Hellstone, gonna top himself off, and Absterge is still getting pressured so hard, but even though he's low, his mana is still high. Pinkrangerz is actually behind, so if he can stay alive, somehow, maybe they can pull this off?
Maybe, but the wings are going to expire from Zevs, and I mean, Pinkrangerz, I don't think is going to be in a lot of trouble out of that. Gllinks got into the full kidney shot, getting killing speed by Nessper, hovering around 20% HP. Absterge not in ACC, though, does get caught into that fear. I think he actually pre-tremored that fear, so well done by Absterge, dispelling all the hots or dots off Gllinks. But this Ret Hunter team isn't been able to cause any pressure outside of their wings, so it's going to be another minute and a half before they do damage. I mean, 80s fan taking a little bit of damage. Pinkrangerz caught into the full trap right now, but I mean, it's going to be this RLD doing most of the damage out right now. Nessper popping that evasion, trying to play a little bit defensively. Absterge caught into that full kidney shot. Relentlessly getting trained down by Nessper, his whole team getting rotted down, caught into that Garrote. And like I said, it's going to be hard for them to really do anything outside of wings.
Yeah, Murderer Crow's up on a Nessper. He's spamming the feint to try and keep it up. Pops the Adrenaline Rush, but maybe this is over-aggression here. Full Fist on a Pinkrangerz. Nessper at 40% HP. They're trying to counter-pressure while they're all at 20%, and unfortunately they're attacking a Rogue with feint, not accomplishing too much. Full Kidney comes out on the Aura Mastery, has his Trinket, drops the Link. Not going to do a lot when you're all at 30% health, though, and 80s fan pops the Dark Soul as well. So once that Spirit Link is gone, once the bubble falls, that raw pressure is going to start being real. Nessper, in the meantime, doesn't have to use too many more cooldowns. He did have his combat readiness and his evasion. He is out of defensives. Avenging Wrath coming up in 15 seconds. Nessper will have his Trinket, though, if they choose to Fist of Justice him. Gllinks getting rotted down as well. Absterge, though, sustaining his mana well. He just needs to keep his teammates alive. Pinkrangerz at 50%, but he could go for a drink, I feel, at this point almost. Gllinks goes in for the trap, though. It seems like they're going to pressure Nessper with that Fist. He Trinkets immediately. That's the Avenging Wrath, though. They're trying to cut through the feint. Pinkrangerz gets out of the trap, though. I think 80s fan pulled out an Imp to dispel him there. Zev getting pressured with the Avenging Wrath. Pinkrangerz spamming out the heals, knows that he needs to keep him alive. Smoke Bomb, kill, kidney shot onto Gllinks here. Absterge comes in with the nice juicy NS, tops Gllinks off, and we've kind of evened out here, and Nessper seems to be falling behind.
Yeah, Nessper not able to sit on Absterge as nearly as much as he wants to, and he's actually having to play semi-defensively right now, getting a little bit of damage out onto Zevs, but this Cupid Cleave doing an excellent job of forcing Nessper to play a little bit defensive. The Binding Shot trap comes out onto Pinkrangerz at the same time. The Hodge comes out onto Nessper. He's under a lot of pressure right here, hovering around 40% HP. The Cloak of Shadows does come out, but Pinkrangerz not going to be in any more CC. Is going to top that Nessper instantly with that NS. And Nessper is not able to have as much uptime, like I said, as he'd like. So he's not able to build up that red buff nearly as fast as he wants.
I feel like waiting in the opener actually is backfiring on them because we're so deep into dampening now. We'd be like 3 minutes back rotating through all these cooldowns, and look at it, like Nessper, no Trinket, Pinkrangerz, no Trinket. And unfortunately now we're at so high in dampening, kidney onto Absterge, the sack comes out, but that just means Zev's going to take even more damage now from all the dot pressure from 80s fan. Gllinks trying to get the kill commands. It seems like they're dead set on focusing Nessper for the time being. But as the rogue spamming Feint, as long as he keeps it up and doesn't get caught out with no trinket, I don't see him dying. Avenging Wrath up in 30 seconds. Absterge has to stay alive for that if there's any chance. And the Iron Bark actually coming out, that's not going to be available for the Avenging Wrath. He's still getting dipped here at 50% HP. Pinkrangerz having to heal very inefficiently with the Life Regrowth and Genesis heals getting spammed out. So he's going to very hard here. Absterge somehow, some way keeping his team alive at 45%, maintaining the Riptides, maintaining his mana as well. Zev throwing out the Hodge though. Pinkrangerz going to get out of there with Displacer Beast. Trap on the Nessper gets dispelled though by Pinkrangerz, and I don't know, this is the point of no return, and waiting that long in the beginning is why they're so far behind. That bop at 1%! The Battle Master! Gllinks in the meantime though, rip, you're dead. That's the RLDream, man. That is the 10%, 30% dampening.
The 30% dampening, no return. Yeah, they did a pretty good job that game. I mean, they had a lot of pressure on Nessper, and they got Pinkranger pretty scared a couple of times, but outside of that wings, like I said, it's just so hard to attack anything. Rogues, Warlocks, and Druids all so resilient. It's a nightmare for them.
Is there a map that could give this Ret Paladin Hunter team an advantage? I mean, they could go to Ruins of Orderon and potentially look at Cubsy. Maybe.
They have to. Ruins of Orderon, I think.
I like that they were rotating their Hodge and CC on to Pinkrangerz, but I feel like the defensive cooldowns of a Rogue it's short cooldowns, you know? So I don't know if that'll work.
They did get through all of them though. Like I said, if they didn't waste that 3.5 minutes or whatever it was, not attacking anything, like that situation might have happened earlier. And Pinkrangerz was the one that was running out of mana. So imagine if Pinkrangerz had to heal for that 3 minutes, not just AFK. He could have been in that situation. He might not have even been able to heal it. So I feel like they're not going to sit around on their hands this next game. They're going to get their hands.
The longer they wait, the worse it is for them. I mean, the deeper dampening goes. I mean, one of Ret Pally's big advantages is that they have those off heals to sort of help their team out, you know?
Yeah.
So once dampening's in and those off heals are worse, they're even in a worse spot.
I would like, I mean, if they were to delay the game into dampening, something to note with the Ret Paladin using like Clemency, they get the double Hand of Sacrifice, they get the double bop, but once both of them are used, it's got a little bit of a longer duration. So I mean, will that give them an advantage at dampening? No. Yeah, either way, I think that they should not wait.
No.
So I'm asking Gllinks what map he wants next, and he is going to choose Ruins of Orderon. I'm going to go ahead and press the queue up button. We'll jump right back into this best of 3 series. It is RLDream Team going up against Gllinks only Q's alts, and the next map is Ruins of Orderon. I'll see you guys in there in just a sec. I didn't say hot minute, man.
Let me down.
My add-on's working now. What about you guys?
Yep.
That's good.
Alright, boys. Welcome to Ruins of Orderon. As me and Supa like to call it, Ruins of Hunteron. But is it going to give this Hunter team a big enough advantage to take down the one and only RLDream Team? I'm not convinced. This is a hard team. But this is the map to do it on if they were to do it on any map. You think they're going to go Cubsy?
They might go Pinkrangerz. I don't think Cubs in this game, but they'll probably end up going on Pinkrangerz, I think.
Yeah, a lot, I would imagine. And I think Gllinks should just play Binding Shot and put it down on the Hodge. That way, if Pinkrangerz blinks out, he'll get stunned on the blink. It gives Zev time to catch up. I think they should just all in Pinkrangerz. Like, they can kill him through all of his cooldowns if they don't get peeled. So if
all in
Eason and Nessper, all in SCVs, and they're actually going to camp the room. I think we're going to have a little bit of a waiting
they can do
game.
that, but I don't think it's to their advantage. I think the longer they wait, the worse the game is for them.
Yeah, he's going to send the pet out. I guess, I mean, wait for the 5-stack at least, I guess. So just let your pet do the work. Get your 5-stack. Get your biggest damage you can. And Pinkrangerz this time wants to kill. Life finds a way. And Catfarm already spamming the shreds, trying to force it out of here. And it's going to retreat back to the room. This is a scared dinosaur. Nope, going to turn around. These pets, when they turn around, look so silly. It's like...
I think it's a magnificent dinosaur. Okay. He's the only one with the kahunas to run in against this RLDream Team.
Oh, did it eat the blood horror? Is that why it did that? Oh, I can't see the buffs on the pet.
I don't think pets can eat blood horror anymore.
I didn't think it could. Oh. Zev going to take the tomb. Cheap shots onto everyone out from Nessper. Already onto Absterge. Mark for Death coming out into the half kidney shot. Haunt connects, actually. Sack comes out. He's going to remove all the dots. So really well-timed sack by Zev, but 80s fan just going to reload, lock and load onto Absterge. The dots are already back up. Pinkrangerz getting pressured, going to gateway back with that bear form Barkskin. And he had to trinket, though, so he's answering the wings. He's going to survive them. A blind on the Zev, going to break immediately. He's trying to maybe just stall out as long as he can for Zev to get back, but he's going to connect. They got the cooldowns. Pinkrangerz going to live, has the Iron Bark and the NS should he need to use it. He's still dying. 70% HP, has to Displacer Beast to get out of there. Absterge in the back line, full trap on a Nessper. Should be okay.
Yeah, Pinkrangerz having to use a lot of cooldowns there, but he does still have Iron Bark and an S. He's gotten to the full Hodge right now, but he does have those full Vigil Hots. Meanwhile, Gllinks only Qs ults, rotting down. 80s fans doing significant amount of damage to everyone, has full dots on their entire team. The second Demon Soul coming out from 80s fan there. Absterge's getting bopped by Zevs. The Wyvern Sting comes out onto 80s fan, and they are going to just keep training down Pinkrangerz. Beautiful cap totem onto Pinkrangerz as well as 80s fan. Pinkrangerz having to use that Iron Bark on himself, but Absterge still in a lot of trouble. Nessper just training him down, killing his totems, building up that red buff, and Absterge is falling further and further behind.
Yeah, and he's eating UA Dispel after UA Dispel. He's trying to keep the dots off and pressure 80s fan that way. A nice win share, but there's the full kidney. He doesn't even need dots. That's the killing spree. He's not trinketing, not reacting. Has to get the bop, link, and Aura Mastery overlap with the bubble from Zev. And you can't afford to overlap like that. Being very greedy with his trinket there, and a bit of a misplay by the Ret Hunter Rsham. And now at this point, it might be the point of no recovery, even only at 17 minutes for Absterge. His mana's fine, but the HP is definitely not. Pinkrangerz in bear form here. Avenging Wrath is thankfully coming up in 19 seconds. They get the fist. They got the Barkskin before, but he does answer the murder of crows, so he had to use the Barkskin, but Absterge could just go down. 40% HP. Gllinks in the cheap shot as well at 40%. Zev with no dots, luckily, and Absterge into the Howl of Terror, disrupting him as much as he can. But Avenging Wrath coming up in 3 seconds. No Barkskin. Will have his trinket and Iron Bark, though, so he should be able to survive. But he is getting chunked before he's into the bear form. 80s fan does get dispelled out of the trap. He Displacer Beast preemptively to his gateway, and he gateways away, but the wings wasn't used.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up pre-Iron Barking himself once Zev gets in this room. The fist does come out. He does trinket that immediately. Still has the Iron Bark available. He might want to use it. He's taking a lot of damage. I don't think he has a Displacer. He's going to use... yeah, he's going to use that Stampeding Roar to get away, and Zev's just not able to connect on his wings right now. The Smoke Bomb comes out onto Gllinks. Absterge caught into that fear, and Gllinks, the killing spree comes out from Nessper onto Gllinks. He is forced into that deterrence, but Pinkranger's mana is really, really low at this point. I mean, if somehow Absterge, Gllinks, and Zevs can survive, which I kind of doubt they will, I mean, Pinkranger's mana might be a big issue.
I wonder if Absterge is pulling a Sea-Doo right now. He's just letting his team get really, really low, and is like, yeah, I can save you whenever I want. I'm just choosing not to. He manages to sit through that full kidney. He still has his trinket. Believe he's playing NS, though, so he doesn't have a second link. And Pinkrangerz is still getting pressured. No Barskins, no trinket. Fist of Justice up in 10 seconds. That might be the kill on Pinkrangerz. They can keep the damage up. Bear form is not enough. 30% HP. He's got to kite away. He shadow melts. The Fist of Justice, 3, 2, 1. But Zev into the kidney. No bubble, no bop. He goes in the fear as well. They know that they have to peel this Hodge, but if it connects, it might be the end of Pinkrangerz. 40% on Zev. He wants to get this Hodge. He wants to kill Pinkrangerz. He's out of line of sight right now. Throws out the sack onto Absterge to try and go offensive. That's the full Hodge. Not in bear form. Almost out of mana as well, and there's no stun DR left for Zev. They're just trying to kill him with damage. The Iron Bark coming up just in time, though. Nessper and 80s fan buying Pinkrangerz the time that he needed in that moment of vulnerability, if there was one.
Yeah, but his mana, like I said, is such a big issue at this point. Zev's caught into that full kidney shot. The killing spree coming up from Nessper. Zev's could just die here. Is down to 1% and just dies from that red buff killing spree. Demon Soul coming up by 80s fan as well. And Pinkrangerz is actually at that moment, so... so close. But that is going to do it 2-0 for RLDream Team against Gllinks only Q's alts.
There it is. Yeah, I feel like that is definitely a disadvantage of the Ret Paladin Hunter team, but they did fight very, very well. They brought the Ruins of Lordaeron, and they tried to take down Pinkrangerz, but it was pretty close. As close as they could get. So, up next, guys, we have a pretty special series.